Well, good morning, everyone. Well, we got the volume set up loud. I absolutely hate to break up the conversation. It's why we're here. We're here to help make connections. We're here to help network. We're here to identify problems, maybe posit some solutions. And I know that's what's going on. I am very much enthused about the office hours and all of the interaction that's going on here, and I could not be more pleased. But that said, we do have an agenda that is action-packed today. As I tried to preview yesterday, there's a lot of topics for us to cover because this is a comprehensive challenge for us, as you know, in communities. And this is one of the things that we again continue to be challenged. And those of you who've heard me talk, I do often refer to June 3rd of 2021, our first stakeholder convening, our first meeting of the minds in person after we produced the report to the president. And Stephanie Tyree, who many of you know from the hub in West Virginia, said, "I beg and plead that we've been innovating in communities economic revitalization. Please, can you innovate the way the government does business?" And so we are trying to take that to heart, as you know, but I bring that up because, you know, it was acknowledged in the original executive order, it was acknowledged in the establishment of the IWG that it takes 11 agencies and then some. There's a bunch of agencies that probably we should and probably will include as we keep going. Because when you're on the ground, when you're an implementer and you're in a community and you're trying to do economic revitalization and you're working on projects, boy, it does not fit in that neat little box of, you know, the Department of Energy or Department of Transportation or Labor or Health and Human Services or Education or Treasury or Commerce. It doesn't fit in any one of those boxes at all. And so there's a mismatch between getting things done on the ground and getting things done with the federal government. And so that's why we have convened the multiple agencies, and we want to keep doing it better. And so today's focus, we're going to talk, you know, the first panel I'm really excited about. We were asked when we had some pre-call with many of you actually, one of the questions that came up was, please, can you give us examples of how we can attract the private sector? Because we know we're not going to solve an economic development crisis. We heard yesterday, not using that word lightly, in some places it is an economic crisis. We're not going to solve economic revitalization without the private sector involvement. You know, it's not the way that our country's economy works. And so, our first panel, we're gonna have a discussion around how strategies to help attract private investment. And we heard Dr. Brenner yesterday mention, well, you know, ultimately it's the return on investment to the private sector. But there's a lot of steps between today and the return on investment, including, you know, we had some discussions yesterday also about de-risking the environmental legacy of brownfields development, how that rolls into the ultimate bottom line for achieving the private sector. It's also the cost of labor, the cost of capital, the infrastructure that goes in, all of these pieces we need to put together. So I'm really excited about that. There are a few logistics reminders. I wanted to vamp so everybody can hear those too. You know, a couple logistic reminders. We have orders through Convene for lunch. You can see there's some information out if you want to order lunch through Convene, which is our very great host here in this facility. Those orders need to be in by 10 o'clock. And there is a reminder that within the facility here, there's not to be any outside food or drink. So for lunch, if you do choose to go outside, and you're absolutely welcome to go outside in the neighborhood and get lunch, just don't bring it back. That's what we ask you with the Convene folks. In the lobby, there's some QR codes to place the order. Again, place them by 10 o'clock if you want those lunch orders in. So that's the end of my logistics piece. You know, I do want to get right into it. I'm looking for my moderator as well, who I know is in the hallway. But today we're going to focus on attracting investment. I already mentioned capacity building, which I think I heard come up yesterday. I don't know. Can anybody remind me, did the word capacity building ever come up yesterday? So we're going to have a session on that for sure. And infrastructure. Those are going to be a few of the big pieces.